Hey everybody, we're going to do a nice little workout today, but first we're going to learn a few of the moves that are in this workout. Obviously it's really important that you do everything correctly so that you don't get injured, and if something feels like it's causing you pain, that's not just muscle pain, you want to make sure you stop and find out what's wrong before you continue, okay? Having said that, make sure that you actually do push yourself and work your hardest, otherwise you won't make any gains, all right? And it will not enhance your fitness. And the whole goal of PE and working out is that you're actually enhancing your fitness. And if you can show me some evidence that you're enhancing your fitness through the workouts, that is all we need to give you an excellent assessment, okay? So first I want to start with a squat, and I want everybody to stand up and go to a place where you can move. Well, we're going to put our feet shoulder width apart, okay? Maybe a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. You can tell if my feet are maybe a little bit wider than my shoulders. But if you jump up one time and land, usually that puts you in a good place, okay? Your toes are going to basically, you can start with them in, because once you squat, they will go out to their natural position just a little bit, okay? So we want to make sure we're not way out here when we're squatting, and we want to make sure we're not way in here, okay? So toes shoulder width apart, or a little bit more than shoulder width apart. That's point number one. Point number two, I do not want to bend my knees forward like this. See, there's a big difference between this and this, okay? So basically what you're going to do is you want to have your hands, put your hands on the outside of your knees and get your feet in that good position and just push slightly towards your hands, okay? So you're pushing this way, okay? So knees to the outside a little bit. Take your chest, your sternum. This is your sternum, your collarbone. Everybody put your hands right on your sternum, and I want you to make sure that your sternum is pointing up to the sky, okay? If you were to put a direct line from your sternum it should be going towards the ceiling or the sky, okay? Not straight up towards the sky, but just like you're standing up with good posture, all right? Sternum to the sky. You don't want your sternum, if your sternum is pointing down or straight ahead, that's wrong, okay? That's going to cause a problem. So if I'm standing up with good posture, I'm not bent over like this. I don't want to squat like this. I want to squat with good posture, and I'm going straight down, okay? I'm going straight down, all right? Best way to do an air squat is with your arms straight out, and that way you know that you're not leaning over. Because if I lean over with my arms straight out, I'll be going towards the floor. So if your arms are straight in front of you, and you lean down, you know you're going straight down, okay? Last point, keep your heels and your entire foot on the floor, in contact with the ground, okay? So if I go down here, and if this position makes my heels come up, then I obviously am not doing it correctly. All right, I'm gonna turn my camera down a little bit so that you can maybe see my feet a little better. My dog Hershey's here to help us out, but my feet in total contact with the ground, and I'm squatting down, okay? If my heels come up, if I go down like this, that means I'm out of position. It means I'm probably bent too far forward. My heels are in contact with the ground the whole way, all right? If your feet start to come up with your heels, it may mean that you're not strong enough to go down into this position, all right? So you gotta only go down as far as you can go so that your heels stay on the ground, okay? If your heels are coming up, reposition yourself, see if you can get down further. Because technically we want our butt below our knees, okay? Actually, that's the last point, all right? Is the butt is below the knees, okay? So go ahead and give that a try, and I'm gonna check everybody out and make sure that you're doing it correctly. right there. All right. So let's pause and I'll take a look and see how you're doing. Go ahead and do 10 squats. Okay. All right. So when we get done that, another way that we can help us to encourage us to do the squat correctly is to get right over a chair. You're just going to come down, let your butt touch on the chair, and come back up, all right? So when we squat, we're not going into a full resting position. We're coming in, we're keeping tension, all right? And if I come a little closer and I do that right here, it just basically means that I'm going to go down, just barely touch this chair, and come back up. I'm just barely touching and coming up. I'm not sitting all the way down and getting out my, lemonade and watching Netflix. I am, boom, coming down and just coming right back up. All right, so why don't you give that a try? Okay. Go ahead and I'll check you out right now. All right, last thing we're gonna do, make sure we have good squat form, is we're gonna go right up to the wall. All right, I want my feet just 2 inches from the wall. I'm gonna push my knees to the outside, my chest is up, and I'm gonna go straight down, okay? Can you do it? If you can do that, if you can do a squat 2 inches away from the wall, then you know you're gonna be doing it right. So that should help you out, okay? Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do something called fire hydrants, okay? And the way that works is you're just gonna get yourself on all fours, put this down a little bit, and this is a really important thing to work your glutes, your gluteus maximus. And the reason why I want to work my glutes is to protect my lower back. So we're going to keep our core strong, and we're going to do some glute workout. So you get on all fours. Make sure your back is not arched. We want it in a nice neutral position. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we just lift our leg up and we lift up our other leg. Okay. So we lift up our leg. We lift up our other leg. Okay. And that's going to be a really good strengthening for your gluteus maximus. All right. So go ahead and do 10 of those now. And I'm going to watch your form. All right, and the last thing we're going to do today is we're going to get you to learn one other move, which is called, I don't know, I think you all can name this one, but it looks like this, okay? Basically, this is another great way to start getting warmed up. And what you do is you go from standing to nice deep lunge, elbows down, and standing back up, okay? And then again, we go to a nice deep lunge on the other side, elbows down, and then back up, okay? Down, elbows down, back up, lunge, elbows down, back up, okay? Give that a try. Down, elbows, back up, down, elbows, back up, down, elbows, back up. You notice like right now my glutes are getting all warmed up, my whole leg. I'm really working my whole legs here. And if you're really flexible, you should be able to touch your elbows to the ground. I can't quite do it, but you're all a lot younger than me. So I'm kind of hoping you can, all right? So go ahead and give those a try. And go ahead and try them right now. Let's do 10 of them. And I'll check you out on that. Okay? Ready? Go.